YouTube, what's the vibe? It's your boy Zebo708. I'm back at you with another one. All right, so we're gonna jump right into this. Got a fragrance from Burlington. Never seen it there before. In fact, this is a fragrance by a house that I have no fragrances by. I have seen, fragrances from this particular house, which is Fragrance World. I just wasn't, too inspired to really much, grab anything from this house. So I just, kind of pick what I pick and go off of that. Again, I ain't seen nothing from this house that, intrigued me to purchase anything from it. So when I saw this at Burlington, it kind of like, stood out, and it was one of the ones that I grabbed. And in fact, this was the first fragrance that I grabbed, in my hunt. So this fragrance is Brown Orchid, the Gold Edition. And this is the box. I already bust this down. There's nothing in it because I actually tried to do a couple videos on this fragrance. Now here's the reason why. It's a catch to it. This fragrance is a fragrance that was hard, difficult to do research on. First thing that I noticed that it had majority, I would say 7 to 8 5-star ratings on this fragrance. Everything that I looked up, the ratings, 5 stars. A few 4s. I haven't seen anything under a 3. We're going to switch over to a few reviews that I watched about it. Mixed reviews. You had some people that were saying it's great. Longevity is 7 to 8 hours. Projection, 3 to 4 hours. It was up and down. Then you had those that said it was straight trash. They didn't like it at all. So with that, I couldn't even find the note breakdown pyramid on this fragrance. The only video that I saw where anyone had notes on this fragrance, it was just like written out. So, that kind of perplexed me about this fragrance. I went ahead and kind of sprayed it and tested it a little bit. And, I ain't going to even talk about that. I'm just going to walk through that with you right now and let y'all come up with y'all own conclusions. So inside this box, and before I go on, this is a 80 ml, 2.72 fluid ounce. It ran me for 30 bucks. 30 bucks, 80 ml. This is the fragrance. This is how it look. Fragrance World. It has like a little, kind of like a paperish, papery, kind of like Native American type of imitation animal skin type thing going on it. Got the writing on there, Brown Orchid, with like, some type of designs or whatever. Cap, this is like a leather. Inside also comes a deodorant. It's a deodorant. Now, the deodorant, I'm pretty much gonna, use as like an air freshener because I don't use spray-on deodorants. So, nice projection on it. In the gate is very floral, and not a sweet floral, as more so the unisex type of floral. It's not that. It's more of an oriental floral. mixed with spices, vanilla. You definitely get that vanilla vibe up front, you know, along with the floral. And you get like a kind of a woody, leatherish kind of, you know, vibe to it. And that's that. It's a mixture of that. The smell, it's a unique smell. You know, I haven't, you know, smelled anything that kind of smelled like it, that kind of put me in the mind of anything else. But, you know, it's a unique smell. So we're going to go ahead and spray this here, test it out in the air, and then test it on skin. Okay, so this does not smell necessarily like the deodorant spray. It's a little more floral, still oriental floral, with a little hint of, you know, sweetness. Again, it has that spicy, woody, kind of leathery kind of vibe to it. It is a unique smell. Again, it's something that, you know, I can't really pinpoint. I've never smelled anything like it. It's, you know, different. It has that heavy note of vanilla, you know, wrapped in that, in the floral aspect of it. I actually wore it, again, because I told you, I tried this. I actually wore it, and me personally, I didn't get much projection off of it. I didn't even get the sense that, you know, it was on me like that. I smelled it occasionally, but it just didn't carry the way that, you know, a lot of these people, you know, said that it would. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on skin, and I will wear this again today just to kind of like, you know, fill it out or whatever. But as of right now, I'm still on the fence about this fragrance. Off skin, very oriental, very floral. It's somewhat sweet, but not, you know, sweet in a sense of unisex. I don't get that vibe. I don't get, you know, the unisex vibe. However, it's up to whoever that choose to wear it. Leathery, spicy, woody, a little, not too heavy. Just, you know, blended in with the floral and the vanilla, which is prominent. The vanilla and the floral is very prominent, with a hint of the spicy, leather, woody aspect of it. And I'm unsure about what particular flowers are in the floral aspect of it. Definitely not something that's like, you know, aggressive. Its fragrance is it kind of throw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of throw me for a loop. And I can't really say that I love it or that I hate it, because I'm in between. I like it because it's different and it's a unique smell. Like you definitely will smell different with this. And if that's what you're going for, if you're going for a fragrance that smells good and kind of like set you aside from everyone else, then, you know, it's that kind of fragrance that it puts you in your own like lane as far as, you know, scent profile, because it's a mixture. It's a mixture that has like a unique, different kind of vibe to it. But I'm on the fence about it, you know. And knowing what I know about this fragrance now, if I had, you know, been in Burlington and saw it and know what I know about it personally, I wouldn't pick it up again. You know, I would pass on it. And the reason why is that it's just a gray area. You know, it's a fragrance that I don't really know how I feel about it. Like the attachment to the fragrance is not strong enough for me to say that I will buy this again. Like if I so happen to lose this fragrance, I wouldn't run out and go and grab another one. If I jumped up and dropped it and bust the bottle and its contents spilled on the floor, I'll mop it up and go about my day. If I saw it again in Burlington, I don't care if it was I paid $30. If it was in Burlington for $16, for $12, $9, I still wouldn't grab it. And that's not to say that it's a bad fragrance. That's just to say that I don't really have no, attachment to this fragrance in its scent profile. Like it does really nothing for me. And that's just me personally. I'm not spraying this and smelling this and like, man, I'm putting this on today. However, I will say this. My lady loved it. She loved the way that it smelled. My objective feelings toward it was very vocal, but her opinion was she loved how it smelled. So to say that is to say this. You may wear this and you may get a ton of compliments from women. That's not to say that it's not going to perform the way that it's supposed to perform. You got some people that may love it. Clearly they do because, the reviews, people were saying, it's great. They love it. So, in my opinion, it's not for me. And I'm not going to say it's not for me in the sense of, I'm not going to wear it because I'm going to wear it. I'm going to see if it grow on me. I'm going to see if it change in time. It's a new fragrance. So I'm going to give it the opportunity to represent itself. But as of right now, it's just a like. It's just a like. It's just something that smells good. And we have those fragrances. We have those fragrances that smell good, but we wouldn't buy them. And if I ran across it again, I wouldn't grab it again at this particular point because it does nothing for me. I mean, it smells good. It's decent. It's nothing to, jump on here and tell you, hey, this is, no, it's not that. In my opinion, and what I'm looking for in a fragrance. Somebody else might run across it and feel like, it's the best thing smoking. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And, oh yeah, they got a line too. I think there's like 3 or 4 more fragrances of the brown orchid. Because I saw like 3, I saw a white one, I saw a red one, I saw a black one. So I don't know how those smell. I'm not even gonna indulge in that. I think I'm gonna pretty much kind of tap out on this one here. And if it sounds like, something that you might be interested in, or if you see this in Burlington, or if you've seen it in Burlington, you might want to do your research on it. You might try to get your nose on it before you purchase it. Because again, like I said, it's a unique smell. It's something that, you got to have a nose for it. It has to fall in that scent profile that you enjoy and love. And, if you got it, and you've had it for a while or whatever, and it changed, let me know. Jump in the comment. If you heard about it, whatever you heard about it, you know, again, I couldn't find too much or nothing on it. Usually I'll put the note breakdown up here, but again, I couldn't find too much on it. It was a mixed crowd that did the reviews, and I think I only watched 4 reviews, so it was like maybe 5. It was like 3 good and, you know, 2 that didn't, you know, agree with it. So that's the end of that. You know, I don't know, fragrance world, they kind of got, you know, they gotta impress me, because at this point, I don't think I'm taking a chance on fragrance world fragrances at Burlington. I might, you know, pass up on some because, you know, I'm just not really vibing with this joint like that. You know, it's a like, but I have too many fragrances that are above like status that I will reach for before I reach for this. Like this is probably gonna be, you know, at the lower part of the totem pole. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Black Orchid Gold Edition. I don't know what they was trying to do. I don't know who told them that this was something that they might wanted to put out. And maybe it is. Maybe it got a following. Maybe it got a crowd. Maybe it's a people that, you know, they were screaming for this. You know, your boy out of that crowd. And I'm gonna let y'all go. Peace.